Hello everyone, my name is Francesco Lucioli and I teach Italian literature at Sapienza, University of Rome. I'm here today because I edited for Lisa Publishers this book, Storia della letteratura italiana in traduzione latina, 1350-1800. This is the very first history of Italian literature through its Latin translations, through the translations of Italian texts into Latin made between the second half of the 14th century and the end of the 18th century. Now you might wonder, why should an author translate an Italian text into Latin? Which is the audience to which such initiatives were addressed? Where were they printed? Which was the impact of such translations in both Italian and European culture? Well, we're trying to answer all these questions in our book. This text is divided into 14 chapters. Well, 13 chapters plus an introduction. In the introduction, I address the topic of fortune, impact, and importance of Latin translation, the meaning of Latin translations of Italian literary texts, and the fortune they had in the construction of a shared European culture. Then the other chapters, the other 13 chapters, focus on different literary genres. Each chapter discusses a literary genre, starting from Dante's Commedia. The first chapter by Andrea Severi is entirely dedicated to the Latin translations of Dante Alighieri's Comedy. Then we have a chapter by Jacopo Poesaresi on Petrarca and lyrics, and another by Elisa Tinelli on Boccaccio and short stories. So, to each author, a different literary genre is connected. After the so-called three crowns of the Italian literature, Dante, Petrarca, and Boccaccio, we have other authors and other literary genres. Rosa Maria Laruccia dedicated a chapter to religious and spiritual literature, and Sergio Brillante to geography and literature of journey. I personally wrote two chapters, one on epic and chivalric poetry, and the other on conduct literature, that is, the production of dialogues and treatises dedicated to moral and behavior. Giovanni Lamberti is the author of a chapter dedicated to Niccolò Machiavelli and politics and political works. Elisa Tinelli, who wrote a chapter on Boccaccio and short stories, also dedicated another chapter on history and historical texts. And Elena Sant'Agata dedicated her chapter to theater, that is, comedies, tragedies, and pastoral dramas into Latin. Then we have a chapter by Giacomo Ventura on the architecture and iconology, a chapter by Ilenia Viola on Tommaso Campanella and the translations of philosophical books, and finally a chapter by Marco Bianchi dedicated to the translation of the works by Galileo Galilei. Finally, in the book you will also find a bibliography with all the quoted texts and an index of names. This history of Italian literature through Latin translations is the result of a project, a PRIN 2022 project founded by the Ministry of University and Research. The title of the project is Translated Italian Culture. I am the PI of the project at Sapienza, University of Rome, and the project also involved the University of Bari with Elisa Tinelli, the University of Bologna with Andrea Severi, and the University of Calabria with Maria Cristina Figorilli. The volume is published also with the support of a grant by Sapienza University of Rome in the so-called progetti di ricerca grandi for the year 2022, and all the chapters of this book were peer-reviewed. The entire volume is available also in gold open access from the website of Lisa Publishers. I hope you will enjoy reading this book. Bye.